what's it like to win the NSIC Tournament Championship?
Yeah, I mean, we are lucky enough to have done it for the third time now in the last 4 years, and it never gets old. You know, it's cutting down the nets is a special feeling, especially this year over other years. I think we've really battled as a team this year to get to where we are, and I think it's something that all the teams in the NSIC, that's their goal at the end of the conference season at least, is who's going to be on top. And you know, it's definitely like it's awesome to be able to cut down nets and see your family and friends there supporting you, and just it's amazing for sure.
Yeah, just like knowing how much hard work we all put in together, like throughout the whole year. That feeling of like the buzzer going off and cutting down the nets, like it makes it so worth it. Like all the hard work paid off, and it's just a great feeling spending that with the boys.
So speaking of the boys, the reason I picked you two, obviously Grandpa Cobb, been here for 100 years.
Crazy.
and obviously the freshman phenom, as people are saying. What's that dynamic between? Yeah, that's a good one. What's the dynamic kind of between you two? Is leader, and then bringing him in as a red shirt, then he pulled the red shirt and decided to come in and play after some injuries, and now you're playing together finally. Tell me about your guys' just relationship from kind of mentor and freshman, and how that's been going for you guys.
I mean, I can start with that. I would say it's definitely when he was coming in, like. It was definitely a different type of urgency I had to kind of connect with him a little bit, just knowing that we're similar position, and he was kind of, we knew the talent he had coming in and what he was capable of, so it was definitely a different level of urgency to kind of grow with him and connect with him versus like other younger guys we brought in the past. And I don't really view it as like mentor and student really, like I really view it as just we're both leaders on this team, and right away, when he got the red shirt taken off, like we had some conversations where it's like, you got to lead now, like use your voice, because obviously he's got all the talent in the world, but it's definitely gotten to a point now where guys look up to him on our team. Like it's really fun to see, and just being able to play with him too, like now, like getting back, like it was definitely a motivation I had to get back on the court and to push myself through rehab and everything, was that I have an opportunity to play with a special player like him. So I mean, it's been fun to kind of just toy with defenders a little bit. And we had the one interchange against Winona at home that we just kept driving and kicking to each other. And then finally we got the three off, and it's really fun. It's been really fun.
Yeah, like at the start of the year, my whole goal was really just like get better and learn from the older guys, in particular Cobb, because he's done so many great things in this program throughout the years. And so start of the year, it was really just learning from him, trying to push him in practice, and then because playing with him would make me better as well. It did so much right away. And so just while I was redshirting, watching him in the games, trying to take in everything that he does and just learn from it. And then as we went on, the red shirt got pulled, and he was in my ear every step of the way. Every good play, every bad play, he was there with me. And I was just super thankful that like I had an older guy like him just helping me out, and
so much older.
A lot older.
A lot older.
Sure.
Helping me just learn and grow from like every experience. So it's just been great now finally being able to play with him. Like we play so well off each other, and so it's just been a real fun time.
So just talk about this team's resiliency from your guys' perspective.
Like throughout the whole year, like we've gone through a lot as a team, and it just says a lot about like the guys we have in that locker room, how like we show up and work every day no matter what happens. And like throughout that losing streak, that was when I like first started playing, and Cobb knows this. Like there were a lot of nights I was like getting down on myself, like feeling it was all on me coming in here and like during that losing streak, and he did such a good job like picking me back up, making sure I know I belong out there, and that was part of it. And then we got that streak back going, the winning streak, and it just says a lot about the guys in the locker room. Like throughout all the injuries and everything that happened this year, like these guys just fight and they love playing for each other, and like it just made it so much more worth it in the end, cutting down those nets in the conference championship. And we know now, like, that's in the past. Now we have something else that we have to go get.
Yeah, it was definitely dark days during during January, mid-January for sure. Like, Bergey's came in and has a tremendous record, and we've been fortunate enough to win a lot of games. So I don't think we've ever gone on a losing streak like that in the past few years with him. And yeah, I mean, you could probably go around to every single guy in our locker room has had some adversity happen to them this year. And throughout it all, like Bergey was saying, and I was trying to say too, that we believe in this team and the talent we have. Even when we were losing, we were like, guys, like, we know we're right there. It's not acceptable that we're right there. We got to win these games, but we're right there. Like, you just got to stay the course and believe that we can come out of this. And I mean, if you would have told me we'd be the 2 seed in the region, I would love to be as optimistic as I could. But I mean, it's just incredible the turnaround we've had from
Well, that's
them.
great. You start off the year as the #1 team in the country preseason.
Yeah.
Right? Held on to that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
And you're taking that perspective from the end of the losing streak, like, oh God, I don't know if we can do this, versus looking at the potential a little bit of this team from the get-go. I think we all felt that this was a special group. I'm not going to lie, I didn't see pulling the red shirt being needed, but when now you look at that scary starting 5, you two, Jam, Logue, Jenny on the inside, the depth that we have is insane. I mean, Levi comes in and dunks on someone every time he gets in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and then you got, baseline Bill.
Baseline.
You've got these role players. And I was with the team in 2015 when they went to the Elite Eight. I've seen this story play out before. And from my vantage point, my perspective, talent alone doesn't do it. It's there's always a special bond between the guys. And I think resiliency galvanizes that. Have you seen that tightness between the guy? I know you're going to say yes. And then how can you not when everybody's related to each other? We've got 2 sets of brothers and then 2 sets of brothers who have brothers in the league. I mean, that 15 team, we always said they were a group of brothers. And there was this one freshman who got some minutes on that team and, kind of gave them a little bit of depth at guard with Tanner Kretschmann. And I'm just seeing a similar narrative play out. I don't want you to get too big on the Elite Eight thing. You got one game at a time. But how have you seen kind of that adversity galvanize this group as a team that really believes that they can do anything?
I'll just say right away, we have our goals in mind for sure, but we're one game at a time. Bergey every day in the huddle, he keeps us focused on that. Fort Hays is a really good team, and we're gonna have our hands full, and it's a stacked region. But that doesn't mean we don't have our goals. We don't really talk about them, but they're there. But just going back to the resilience, like, it really has brought us closer. Like, it's, for me personally, like, it's made me take a different perspective on the game and on basketball this year, just seeing it from a different angle, seeing it from the bench. It changes how you view things, and it makes me appreciate, like, all the guys even more, and just seeing, like, in that time, it was any way I can help the team. Like, I wasn't able to be out there, but it's, it brought me closer to a lot of the guys, and that, it truly, I appreciated all the little things that everyone does. And, like, you look back at the conference championship, like, you got Bill and Ed in there at the end of games closing it out. Like, you got a freshman who got first freshman in NSIC history, tournament MVP. And, like, you got, Jenny's a beast down there. Like, I could go off on every single guy on the team and how important they are, and how, like, I personally have gotten closer to a lot of the guys this year. They've definitely embraced me as, like, the grandpa of the team for sure. But it's
40.
Yeah, almost. We're not there yet. But, it's definitely, I've gained a different perspective on, the team and bringing myself closer to the guys in that way this year for sure.
Good.
Yeah, like you said, like, first off, like, we know what our goals are, but we also take it one step at a time. Like, every single day is what we should be focusing on. But, like, the adversity we faced, like, we did go through a lot throughout the whole season, and it really did bring us closer together. Like, throughout that losing stretch, like, we could all sense, like, we were right there, and we just needed to figure it out, and we'd be fine. And then those, like, those games started coming where we started closing them out. And I think it really just like made us appreciate the wins that we were starting to get, and like how we had to just play for each other to get that feeling, get those wins rolling. And so yeah, like going through that adversity really just pushed us closer together, and I feel like everyone in the locker room is feeling that.
Yeah, everyone's feeling it. You guys are playing at a really, really high level. We had some, you saw some of the offensive lulls from time to time, like we did in the championship game there at the beginning of the second half. But it just seems like someone always is going to step up and stick one. And then from that, momentum grows real quick with you guys. You can fill it up fast. And your defense, I don't think gets enough credit. Watching you guys hold teams under 50 points, consistently holding teams under 25, 30 points and a half. You guys are maybe a little too offensive minded for this question, but talk about talk about the defense of this team and how that's been a difference maker for you guys this year. Yeah,
like we know, like to turn the season around, like Bergie preached it every day. Like we had to be more solid on defense. Like earlier in the season, we knew like we were making too many mistakes. We were too loose, and we just needed to get back to like dragging basketball, dragging defense. And so once we started doing that, like we just started like capitalizing on it, and like it just made it so much better on both ends of the floor, getting those stops and then turning them into points. And yeah, like defense is like really what we've been like focusing on a lot, and just having those like that core, that foundation on defense, just like holding teams low. It's like just a main focus every game.
Yeah, you talk to Bergie. He loves guarding people. Mm-hmm. Like he loves he loves defense. Loves a gritty mindset on that end of the floor. And you even go back to like the dragon identity on defense. Like going back to Walt's days. Like I remember some brutal practices defensively where we would grind for sure. And he liked to score it too, but
yeah,
he always
race to 90.
Yeah, but he did always preach it though. But yeah, I mean, we just have so much versatility, I think, defensively with the length we have on the wings. Like Sean is very lengthy. Like Sam, you got Logan. Jenny's a 7-footer at the rim protecting. I personally love chasing guards around and making their lives difficult. And Carson's done an incredible job of doing that. Eddie came in the championship, was chasing Gunville around. I told him, I was like, dude, I need you. Like, I can't be out there. You got to do this for me. And he brought a spark for sure. And like, I just think we have a lot of versatility, different matchups. We can not only offensively but defensively. I think is something that is underrated. That we have a lot of versatility in how we can guard people. So, and it starts at the top with the head coach, and he preaches that, and I think that's part of the Dragon identity that he wants to build, and I think it is underrated for sure.
Seeing you throw the ball up at the end of the game, and your freshman boys, yeah. Your crew came over and we're just mobbing you. What was that feeling like? And I'll get to your feeling after this.
I mean, it was just so great. Like we work every day, and just having that payoff, like having them there, like they've both just been so like a key role like this entire season. Like Cody not playing, but he still pushes us in the gym every day. Like we're here with him, and he puts so much work in behind the scenes, and like having him there working with us, like that just makes that bond stronger. And like Sean, he's done such a great job all season. Yeah, like just having that bond and then having that win, like all that hard work paying off is just a great feeling.
Your moment, I saw both you and your brother posted a similar picture. There was a hug between you guys right after the game in the middle of the huddle. That was, you could see it on both your guys' faces. That was a big one. What's it like to do that with your brother?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the Go team for getting that picture. I saved every single angle there was of it. Yeah, they were amazing. Yeah, shout out to you guys. But yeah, that was a special moment that words can't really fully describe. Just the amount that we've been through. He's definitely like my best friend in addition to being my brother. Like we've gone through a lot together for sure, and just that moment of just pure like joy and victory, and like it's hard to explain. And just he told me too in that moment. I remember specifically, like before the game, he was like, I'm gonna get this done for you. Like we're gonna get this done for you. And that's what he said to me in that moment too. Is like, I told you we'd get it done for you. Like I told you. And it was a very special moment, you know, that we'll have forever, me and him.
Focus forward, one
Yep.
game at a time. Fort Hays State, playing down in Topeka, Kansas, getting the round of 64 started. How do you lock back in after that? Like everyone says, the 24-hour rule. You know, you celebrate for 24 hours, and then you lock back in. How have you guys seen this week? And after winning the championship, I know Bergie's mentality is that. How have you guys seen the team and getting them refocused on the mission here coming up this weekend?
Yeah, I think, you know, they do say 24-hour rule. We took a little more than 24 hours. I mean, it's a big deal winning a conference championship, but there's an understanding between all of us that, you know, now that's in the past. You know, we've had now like a week or so.
Well, we had a blizzard. It took us a while to get back.
Yeah, we did. But, yeah, I mean, there's just a mutual understanding between all of us that, you know, there's more nets to be cut down. You know, that's our goal. There's more, and that's in the past now. And, you know, it is a cliche, like, you know, now we lock back in, but it really, you can see it in the guys' eyes, you know, at practice. And just when we're not focusing on that anymore, you know. We had our time to enjoy that, enjoy it with the fans, with the community. Like, it's a big deal, but, you know, we want more memories like that. And this is the best time of year for that. So we're moving on to Fort Hays now for sure.
March.
Yeah. Like he said, like we know is a big deal winning that conference championship, but we also know like there's more games to go win. We have a job to go do, and so we did celebrate it for a little while, but now just getting back to it, like you can see the intensity starting to get like ramped up again. We know we're gonna have a fight to go win, and it's a very good team, and like if we go in thinking like we just won a conference championship, we're gonna be sent home in the first round. So we just gotta get that out of our head, and we just gotta get that hunger, get that hunger back, and just go in there and be ready to win a really, really tough game against a good team.